Hi everyone, we're in our next video, which hopefully won't be that long, about finding domain and range of a function from its graph. So I have two examples here, and this is really simple when you get the hang of it. So one of the things that's important in these type of examples is notice that I do have my scale written down here, so we can tell what all the coordinates is. For example, this is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this point here is negative 9, 2. Well, this point way down here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Until it'll be 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. And then looks like the peak occurs somewhere along on this line. And this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be the line y equals 6. So the idea of domain is what values does x take on. So the values of x that will give us back lie in this range right here. So I'll do this in a different color. Let's see, draw. Let's do this in red. So notice that the furthest left we go is right here, 9, and this is the furthest right, or to the right we go, so this is furthest left, furthest right. So this range right here is the domain of the function. And we have to watch out though. Notice that we have a solid dot here and a open dot here. So remember that open dots mean we don't include value, while the closed dots mean we include the value. So for the domain here, our domain, which I'm just going to abbreviate D, is just the interval open and open end negative 9, since we don't include that value. And we go all the way here to positive 11, which we don't do that. We put a closed bracket there. And so our domain goes from negative 9 to positive 11. So now we want to figure out the range, and notice that the range, so let's pick a different color here. Let's do green. The range of y values, well, the smallest y value is here, so this line right here. Then notice that y equals 6 is going to be the largest y value. We don't know exactly the x coordinate because it didn't happen on a integer value, but that doesn't matter because we don't care about x for range, we only care about y. So notice that this is our range of values for y. And notice that we do achieve 6 because everything is solid here. And notice that we achieve the negative 5 since this dot here is solid as well. So our range, which I'm just going to abbreviate as R, so you get to see what time of day I just made this video, is going to be, so we always go from the smallest number to the largest. So the smallest number is negative 5 and the larger number is 6. And since this is a filled in dot and there's no breaks here, so we actually hit the line y equals 6, they both get closed brackets. So this is our domain and range for this particular function. And we didn't even have to know anything about the actual equation of the function. If we see the graph, we can just read it off the graph. So let's look at the next example. So this one's a little bit more complicated, but not hard to handle. So let's start off with red again, and let's look at domain. So we're going to go on domain, we're going to go from this line, so let's figure out what that is. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, ironically again. This is the line x equals 11, and notice that we have this arrow right here. So what this arrow means is that we continue forever in that direction, in that same general direction. And so notice that no matter how far I go this way, I will never hit a stop. You know, this function will never stop. So we're going to keep on going forever in this direction to negative infinity. So our domain here is going to be negative infinity to 11. And again, we have the solid dot here, so we get a closed bracket here. Notice that negative infinity gets a open bracket. Gets a round bracket. Never gets a closed bracket. Because infinity is not a number, it is just the concept that means go forever in this direction. So now let's look at the range. So let's go back to our other color, green. And so notice our highest point for y values is going to occur along this line, y equals 4. And again, we're going to encounter the same phenomenon. This is always going to decrease. Let me erase that. This is always going to go decrease in the y direction. So while this is the highest point, if we keep going down this way, again, we're just going to go down towards negative infinity. So we're always going to get more and more negative y values, the more and more negative x gets. So our range in this case is going to be from negative infinity, again getting a round bracket, going all the way to 4. Now, it's just coincidence that we get negative infinity on the one side and a number in a bracket on the other. You can have any combination of round and open brackets, infinity and positive infinity. That is just coincidence in this video. So up next is about increasing, decreasing, and constant functions, which is an important video because this is something that is highly understood, so make sure you watch it, and I'll see you then.